Hardly well, no.
Go ahead. Oh. It's 6 o'clock. Thank you very much for coming, ladies and gentlemen. I call this meeting to order for September the 17th, 2025. As we meet today, we acknowledge that we live in Mi'kmaq, the traditional and ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq people. We are all treated people with responsibility to each other and to this land. There is a public forum. Tom, do you have anything to say? Tom, one.
Could I do a reverse on that?
Yes.
Tom has a few questions.
Go ahead, sir.
Sure. I referred back, I think it was July, a cow meeting that was attended. And the council was going over different things, issues in the village. Do you recall that?
One of many.
One of many? Okay. The issue that was a concern to a lot of people in the village and with winter coming is the snow removal issue and the sidewalks.
Yes, thank you very
I'm
much.
wondering if it's possible to set something up with the commission, well, I think we'll pick a member and clerk treasurer maybe, to meet with somebody on the issue of salt and sidewalks. And the other issue was the former head of the Public Works Department, he had a rule that anywhere where there are curbs and sidewalks, the snow banks were removed. That's been sporadic since he left, Matt Davison, since he's left. And as you know, the traffic is bad enough when there's no snow. And if you take somehow arrange something where we can sit down and see if something could be done.
First of all, thanks, Tom, for the opportunity to speak, and if I'm just Madam Chair, I will. I would encourage your administrator to reach out to our TAO for a request to meet with our Public Works. I can share this publicly. We bought a new device to help with the sidewalks this winter.
Oh.
We're just in the purchasing process right now. Hopefully it'll be here for the season. It has multi-purpose. It can do winter work for us as well as trail work in the summer, which is a huge piece of equipment. I agree with you, the sidewalks last year due to weather in multiple ways were not safe down here in the village and the community. Most sidewalks were challenging. I've heard a lot from people. I did my best at making sure it was extended to the right department. And I think this is the result that we'll see better discussing and hopefully a better outcome this winter if we have that same thing. So I hope that will give you the opportunity to express from the village commission if that's the way you'd like to go, or however you're processing that to the council.
Excellent, Tom. Thank you very much.
Thanks
And
very
Tom,
much.
thank you for bringing it up. Heather, you'll proceed with that on an administrative level, and don't forget to raise Tom's, our Tom's issue about clearing the snowbanks against any place there is a curb. Anything further for Councillor Tom? No? Then I would like to ask if there are any amendments to the proposed agenda of today. I've been reading Robert's Rules of Order for another organization with which I'm involved. And apparently we do not actually need a motion to approve the agenda unless there is
Change,
controversy.
yeah,
Well, even change, you don't need a motion as long as there's consensus around the table. So I'm not going to ask for a motion, and unless anybody objects, we will carry that on as part of our procedure. I will ask you if you want to add anything to the agenda.
We have two items, so I guess we've got new business. One is a maintenance issue. And the other was something that came up with the traffic issue that Laura and Randy brought up 2 months ago. I want to address that as well. I think there's a solution to all this.
Are these both new business, do you think? Like they're not carrying on from prior
No.
conversations?
No,
Okay, I will put that in under correspondence. And repeat them for me. Tom?
yeah, the first one was a maintenance issue.
Okay. Yeah.
And the other was a
Traffic.
traffic issue, yeah.
Anyone else? Any objections? No. I consider that to be an accepted by the members. Approval or amendment of the minutes. This does require a motion and I will place it on the table. That we approve the minutes as circulated by our clerk treasurer. May I have a second? Thank you, Lori. A discussion? No amendments? I'll call the vote. All in favor? Unanimously accepted. Business arising. Chester Information Center. Chester Fire Services, but as soon as I get my mouth working here. Committee call for volunteers. That's simply for information. Heather, do you want to speak to that?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Jump ahead to here. Yeah, this is just for information. You'll recall that we discussed at the last meeting that two of the representatives on the Chester Fire Services Committee, one village appointee and one municipal appointee, their terms are ending in October, so. So this is our call for volunteers, so this will come back on the October agenda to appoint. Whoever we have, and the municipality is doing their own call for volunteers and they'll handle it.
And I believe both of our member and I believe the municipal member are both standing as well.
They've both reoffered, but
Oh, they have officially re-offered.
Nancy.
Nancy.
It's James Robert,
James.
although I don't know if he's seen an application yet, but he is intending to.
We must, under the bylaws, ask for nominations or volunteers or whatever you call it. Okay, and that does not require a motion. And again, for information, the fall newsletter, has everybody turned in their material to Heather? It's effective today, which was the deadline. I'm gonna go through these names.
Lord did not.
Success of Flowers and Green Bin, Commissioner T. Mulrooney.
If you turn anything in, all you gotta do is embellish that.
Yeah, I'll just do a
Okay,
one.
perfect. Crossing guards, Commissioner L. Mulrooney, and she has already confessed. Streetlights, Commissioner G. Knopf.
Yes, I have some pictures.
Good girl. Like, whoa, what a member. Accessibility retrofits, since the clerk treasurer is doing it herself, she doesn't need to turn it in for herself.
But is it ready for herself?
And profiles of commission elected officials, which is chair, Polly, and clerk treasurer. And I'm gonna duck this beautifully by saying Heather and I have agreed to work on it together.
Yeah, well done.
Okay. Correspondent, Association of Nova Scotia Villages, I believe, Heather, is that within this folder here?
Only you and Gloria have that.
Okay.
Such your conference package.
Do you
It's
want
in the
to bring
event
it in?
package. It's just here for information that the agenda had been updated, so it's just a correspondence piece for information.
Okay, excellent.
No action.
Yeah, we have it here too,
Everybody okay with that? Okay, new business. I won't put a motion forward, Tom. I'll just invite you to speak to it, and then if necessary, we will put a motion on the table. Is that acceptable to you?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll start with the maintenance issue.
Yeah, the first issue, the trees that are growing along the south wall of the fire hall. I don't have them trimmed in a long time, are growing into the roof. Should be trimmed before there's a major windstorm or we're gonna have problems.
Okay. Are you satisfied with simply making a note to the clerk treasurer to
Is
follow
that-
up?
Record, whatever is required.
Okay, we don't need a motion. for
I
that.
have actually mentioned that to them, but I'll
Okay.
follow up, because I.
Yeah.
I haven't
It
heard
would
back
be
yet.
at an administrative bureaucratic level, Heather encouraging public works to get.
Get
on
it done,
case.
yeah, okay, sure.
Okay, so that is in the minutes and Trish, private issue.
Yeah, if you recall, 2 months ago, you brought up the issue of speeding in the village.
Oh, yeah, on Duke Street.
Yeah, both of us
Bad.
spoke about that.
Yeah. There is a committee of the municipality with the RCMP. I'm not quite sure the format's been a long time since I've attended. And perhaps we should look into that either you can address it or maybe we can sit on the committee. I don't know. There was a a taxpayer of the village that did sit on that committee. Now, I'm going back a long time, so I don't know that.
There used to be Citizens on Patrol here, but
Hmm?
Citizens on Patrol used to be in the village and we monitor and stuff. So.
Yeah, it was just, I forget what the issue was at the time, but you could go and address it, and the RCMP were there the whole.
Excellent. Well, our guest, Councillor Tom, thinks that he has a contribution to make to the conversation.
If I may, quarterly, we usually have a meeting with the RCMP of this area, this superintendent. And there are a mixed gathering of counselors and there's a public at large person that attends. And that topic is continually brought up. But would definitely use a support letter from you folks to have it that, again, you're concerned about the speeding. I get calls all the time about every street in Chester. Victoria, Duke, Queen, people are speeding, they come off of Victoria coming down towards the old underpass. They lift right off that hill, they're going so fast. So again, the speeding in our community is definitely a concern, where we're basically a retirement community with young people next in. So, you know, we definitely have to address speeding if we can.
And now that the bridge is open again.
They're flying down there.
Yeah, they're already starting to pick up speed going down there now.
Actually, how it worked, would they have an opportunity to address that committee? Or
You can write a letter, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
To the city.
I'd like to suggest that it might be appropriate for us to do more than write a letter. I think that you might look into how we could be invited to be an elected body represented on that particular meeting.
I will make an inquiry, I won't.
Thank
guarantee
you,
anything.
and you may write me a letter to find out what you find out.
You write me a letter, we'll let each other know.
I will write you a letter, telling you to write me a letter.
How often does that committee meet? Quarterly. Oh, well, that ain't too bad.
Once every 3 to 4 months.
Yeah, it is the purpose of this commission to make it clear to people that it is an elected government body under the Municipal Government Act. And that kind of a meeting should definitely include a member of this commission. And clearly, since Tom has indicated his interest, we will likely appoint him to that committee.
No, I was thinking he's still on it.
I'll think about it when the time comes.
Yeah.
Quarterly, I can live with. Yeah.
That does not require a motion. It's in the minutes, and I will write officially to the counselor that represents the district in which the village exists and suggest he pursue inviting the commission officially to sit on that committee. Everybody cool with that? Anybody
Does it
require a
take place
motion?
in Chester, this
Oh,
meeting?
yeah. Usually, everyone I've been at has been at the municipal.
Okay,
Their
good,
offices, yeah.
good. Yeah, that's fine. I don't wanna be running to Bridgewater. If I end up being the representative, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, everybody okay with that? Shall we
Yeah.
proceed? Okay,
Thank you, Tom, for
yeah, that's a good thing.
listening.
Okay, reports and external committees, report from the chair. Madam Chair, would you like to make a report? Yes, I would. Thank you. Well, as you know, I have been heavily involved in the build up, establishment, and then management of the Visitors Information Center. It has been growing all season in, as you know, social media, you need hits to move up. And also, in consultation with Ashley Marlin of the municipality, she has been very good at putting us into her social media. So now when you ask for a visitors information center, even if it's for municipality, ours turns up and it's got our picture and everything there. So, we're doing well. Obviously, this was the test year. And I committed at the time that we would do 2 years, because you need to find out if it's going well. I've recently had a meeting with Ashley, understanding that she is a bureaucrat, and so there haven't been anything gone to council as yet. But we have talked about putting together a presentation that Ashley will take to council to jointly be responsible for tourism for the entire district. And so widely speaking, what we discussed is the municipality, Ashley, would be everything online and ordering and storage. And we will be the in-person VIC serving the entire municipality, actually the province, because people ask us about way more than just the village of Chester.
Mm.
So that I consider to be very positive, and I think that it's more than appropriate that we work together as two levels of government on this particular project. Tom?
May I also say thank you to the volunteers and the many people that have contributed to that. I have had the pleasure to direct many people there as well as visiting about 3 or 4 times. Anytime I've gone there, the people that are working for you are friendly, very knowledgeable, the information is good. It's been a wonderful opportunity to meet what you've done, and I thank you for that on behalf of the communities.
And I thank you for saying that, and that was my next point, is how fabulous the volunteers have been. We have been paying them a very modest honorarium, just to respect their time, and many of them are seniors, and some, may appreciate that small honorarium when they go to the grocery store. I don't know about the rest of you, but my weekly bill is going up rapidly, and it's way more than 2%. That is the official inflation rate. We had hoped to make an application under the New Horizons program to help with paying our volunteers next year. Unfortunately, Heather very astutely discovered that they won't fund anything to do with tourism.
No.
But then she even more cleverly found another program that's run by the province that will very likely help us next year. So this is vaguely my plan. I'm hoping to get, and this is something else that Ashley and I discussed, it's not official yet, but this is all in the planning stage, that we will jointly apply for a student grant. And the theory is that the student will keep the Visitors Information Center open in the evenings and on the weekends, because the weekends are hard for volunteers. I ended up pretty much being the weekend BIC person this year, and I definitely don't want to do that again next year. So we're thinking we should certainly give the student 37.5 hours a week, which is what the usual grant requirement is. And they can also fill in, like if we have somebody has sick or has to go to the dentist or something, so they can fill in any holes. And so that is theoretically the plan for next year. But I think to follow up to what Tom said, we find that the visitors love to have a person to talk to. And they love local knowledge. Like we've been sending them, for instance, if they're going to Peggy's Cove, we encourage them to go around the Aspetuggin Peninsula. Most visitors have never heard of it. It doesn't even occur to them to go down Highway 329. We tell them, it's almost all ocean. You can see fishing communities, actual real fishing boats. We tell them about the Swiss Air Memorial there. We tell them about Sheila's food truck. And you'd be amazed at how thrilled they are to hear about local stuff, but simple stuff that we are, the deck, just simple things. Or if somebody comes in and says, where can I go for lunch? Instead of just handing them a list, we say, do you want to eat outside? What kind of food do you want? And so they really enjoy that.
How long is it planned to be open, Geraldine?
What's the hours?
Oh,
I mean-
this year, because of my experience as having formerly been the owner and operator of a B&B in Lunenburg, what I found is that you get a lot of seniors traveling after Labor Day because they don't like to travel and families are traveling. And it has actually played out in our numbers. And so
So,
I decided we
end of
would keep it
September?
open until the last weekend, in other words, next weekend, and then we'll close it down.
I was wondering what the end point was gonna be, and
Well,
that seems reasonable.
yeah, we couldn't decide, will nobody come or will we get people? And it was pretty steady.
The
since
farmer's
after
market
Labor Day.
goes till the one before
Oh.
Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow.
So maybe you wanna extend it
We
that.
might do Fridays if possible then,
Mm.
because we do
Thanksgiving.
see a big boost on the Fridays.
Mm.
in
You
work.
have any preliminary numbers, Geraldine?
I am pulling the numbers now. I had an enthusiastic
After it closes, I
volunteer
suppose,
who
yeah.
decided to count 2 weeks and threw away the documentation.
I love it.
Bless her heart.
Yeah, well,
My mother used to say when she was really ticked off at somebody.
it would just be interesting to know. Obviously, we're not gonna say, oh no, close it down.
Yeah, yeah.
But it would be nice to
Yeah.
just to see the numbers. Yeah,
That is part of my presentation, or as Ashley and I get together and make a presentation to council to ask, are they willing to be officially a partner? which
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hope they agree. Part of that will be our numbers report.
Exactly,
Which
yeah.
I have to prepare monthly anyway for the Tourism Industry Association of Nova Scotia. But we didn't get licensed until the 1st of August. So I've
Okay.
only submitted one report.
That will carry forward into
Yeah.
the next year, will it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we are licensed now.
Yeah.
I'm what they call a probationary,
Hmm.
you know, because they haven't actually come and examined us and.
They'll want the numbers too, and then.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Thanksgiving.
Okay, so that's the visitors
it falls on a
information
Monday.
center.
The
I,
13th.
That's Friday's the last market then.
Friday,
what's the date?
17th.
17th of
No.
October?
Yeah.
Before Thanksgiving.
Oh, before Thanksgiving, 10th.
10th, okay, so 2 Fridays after I plan to close it.
I'm making it feel important.
Will you be open to get a feel for how long it does, but. As I put it, maybe it makes sense to have it open till the end of October.
I don't think it would, Tom, I don't.
I'm not suggesting, I'm just curious
Yeah.
as to when does it.
My experience as a previous B and B owner, but don't forget that was 30 years ago, so it's not all that relevant. But I did find that once you hit the end of September, it pretty much dropped off.
Okay.
Okay, anybody have any other questions about the BIC? And the other thing that I've spent a lot of time on since our last meeting is once the Zoe Valley library became a community issue, I spent a lot of time researching it in order to give you a briefing note. But most of the information I will share with you really needs to be done in camera because it's much too preliminary and there's some information that is not really public yet, so I'll leave that, but I just wanted to tell you that I have invested a lot of time in that. So that's my report, and the next report is from the clerk treasurer.
All right. Thank you, Madam Chair. Part of this report will be verbal, so I'll be going back and forth a little bit from what you have here. So the August bank statement has been reconciled and the village main operations account in the month with 467,000 and ended with 400 and just shy of 15. There's a snapshot chart. Oops. There's a snapshot chart of what all the account balances were in the beginning of September. And this is the last month of Q2, so a quarterly budget variance report. Randy's favorite will be
Yeah,
available in
next
October.
month. Yeah.
Insurance renewal, Gallagher's intact renewal applications have been done. They were provided through an online portal this year for the first time, so I'm still kind of waiting for confirmation that they got everything. But it's all been submitted, so I will report on the renewal quotation between meetings as soon as I get it back from the insurers, just to let you know. It's usually fairly similar, but I'll send something around in between meetings about that, just so you know where it will land. Lido wrapped up the season on August 29th. Staffing was a bit more challenging in August than July, especially the final 2 weeks. As some of the staff that were heading to university departed early. The Canada Summer Jobs Final report on the lifeguard staff has been submitted. And I believe we received notice today that our payment is coming in the next week. And this is just an FYI, I'm just considering some changes to the staffing structure next season. In the past, the lead lifeguard would handle the scheduling. And that hasn't really been possible the last few years because we had some, like all part-timers 1 year and so on and so forth. But the swimming instructor has indicated interest in doing that for us next year, so that will be definitely a big help to me. There's no decision required with that. That'll just be part of the budget for next season. And just a reminder that we'll have to schedule a follow-up discussion about the swim lesson schedule probably.
Darcy, yeah.
Well in advance, so that should happen in the next couple of months. Public washer Lido projects, this is where I'm saying I'll provide some of these verbally, because it's really difficult to get a hold of everybody, it's such a busy season. So the exterior sign, they're gonna be excavating and installing the concrete footings with the steel uprights next week. So I'll be meeting them when they come, just to make sure, I've given that, we have got the permit from the province. Just to make sure that those are going in the right place, so. That's finally happening, that's exciting.
Yeah.
The final work on, okay, so the. The pool ramp that we've had lots of conversations about are looking like they're gonna be scheduled mid-October. And the path, parking space and concrete pad that needed to be done after the pool closed. They still don't have a confirmed date for me, but it may be within the same general timeline. So as soon as I have dates available, I'll be able to let you know.
Excuse, that's the same company, brother, that's doing all
Yeah, it's
all outdoors?
yeah, all outdoors, so
And
all
they're,
those different pieces.
they're
there's-
subcontracting it, some of the
Well,
costs.
some of it is subcontracted, yeah, some of it they're doing themselves, and the ramp is subcontracted.
Mason's got the.
To Jay Mason
Yeah.
and I just blanked on the name of the metalworks company, Atlantic Metalworks, something like that.
Yeah.
So there's that, Geraldine already mentioned that we're looking into. Some funding for the VIC next year for the seniors at least. And just to let you know, as an FYI again, that the two RFPs for the Chester Fire Station project are out. So those close on October 16th. Again, nothing that you folks need to do, but just so you know that that's out there, if anyone asks, it's on the municipality's bids and tenders site. But there's already been quite a few downloads. So I think we won't have any shortage, we didn't last time.
This is the actual building? No, not.
No, this is for the final design
Oh.
and tender documents.
Oh,
No.
Then
So
phase
once
3
that's
is the building.
completed, then it's shovel ready, and then we. Do
It's a
the next
long
step.
process, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
Mm,
Now, just a question about the public washrooms, we're completed with that, are we? And have we met all the accessibility
The
requirements?
interior work was all done before the pool opened,
Right,
so that's all been done, except some of the signs, cause
okay,
they're way behind on. Like just the little ones for the wall,
yeah,
there's ones in there now, but the tactile ones we've ordered still have to be put up, we still don't have them. So yeah, that piece has been done, so what's remaining is the exterior, so that's the concrete, that tile landing.
Yeah.
To be demolished and replaced with something more stable, with concrete, and the door will be widened a bit.
okay.
And then there's the accessible parking space that will be paved and a path to go.
Do we have a timeline on that? Heather?
That's looking like mid-October.
Okay,
So
Excellent,
I
thank
think
you.
that is, oh yeah, just a comment that I'm very much looking forward to the ANSV conference in a few days. And I'll provide a report at the next meeting.
okay.
I like that conference.
The Chester Fire Services Committee and MODC Fire Advisory Committee.
Oh, yes, I had a little bit from my previous report, so what's here is. The minutes, the approved minutes from August 6th, so those are included here. And just the agenda for the municipalities, fire advisory committee, because that meeting's actually tonight. And just an FYI too, on the phase 2 of the fire station project, so the committee selected Scotiabank to work with on the loan, so. They solicited 3 proposals and. That was the best one, which is nice, given that that's our community now.
Auto line.
And they're always threatening to close Scotiabank, so the more business we could take their way, the
Yes,
better.
exactly.
They can't, cause this is the training post.
Wow.
They train new ones there.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
people come, that's what I was told, that, cause I said, oh, yeah, that's gonna close down, blah, blah, blah. And they said, I was told, no, they can't close Chester down because it's a training post and they,
Thank you, Tom.
thanks, Tom.
Thanks for coming, Tom.
And, they said, when people are training, they come there for their training,
Ah,
2 years.
so
and
we're
then-
safe then.
So we
Yeah,
should be.
for the
safe.
time being, anyway, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because Scotiabank's notorious for closing down community banks, unfortunately. Okay, is that everything for
That is
fire?
everything. Yeah, this is the
Okay.
agenda for the meeting that our counselor Louise.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Okay,
That's for all fire departments
It's
in
for all
the
departments in the
county,
municipality.
oh, in the municipality. okay.
Yeah, in the municipality,
Yeah.
and the representatives for Chester on it are. The chair of the fire services committee and the chief.
Chief,
Yeah, so.
so Colin and Cody.
yeah.
okay, the Lunenburg County Accessibility Committee. They have their first meeting after their summer recess, and I had been nominated to be the chair, because I had been the vice chair. But after some discussion, because both the chair and the vice chair for the last 2.5 years had been elected officials. We rather encouraged what we call community members to run, and they were a bit shy, but we finally managed to.
Cajole
convince-
them.
Yeah, cajole two people, two community people to act as the chair and the vice chair, because it just, in that type of environment. It just seems to be better to have rotate the chair, vice chair between community members and elected officials. So that was kind of the big thing that happened. And then we have 3 new community members who have been, it's a complicated process. The mayors have to approve of new members and they don't always get together. So now the next process is to bring those people up to speed by essentially like a training session. And so that's where we are now. So not a great deal of happened at the meeting other than those 2 things. Okay, the MODC Village Planning Advisory Committee, Vice Chair O'Malley.
Indeed, and yet another no meeting
Uh-huh.
called off again. We haven't actually met, I think, since March or April. Whenever that development on Valley Road was the last thing that we met about.
Yeah.
And I think that was April maybe or something. Each meeting is, I anxiously await my email from Garth. Canceled due to lack of agenda items. So that's been the story since then. Every month is our tentative meeting is so and so. When the date comes, canceled. The next meeting will be at so and so. So I guess if there's nothing to talk about, then there's not much, no big things other, that stuff last fall there was the last big kerfuffles where we were, every month we were there doing stuff, but now.
That was the 5-year plan.
Yeah,
The water.
yeah, and then that development on Valley Road where it was supposed to be a hotel, now it's supposed to be 2 units. That's the last big thing, and I think sure that was April or something when that happened.
Well, because I went to the
Yeah.
one where everybody was all excited and.
Yes, that would be the planning land use bylaws or something of that nature. It was one of the sort of subsections to the main plan, Anyway, so I have nothing to report.
Well, that makes it easy to report.
Well, it does indeed.
Okay, and equity, diversity and inclusion, Commissioner El Mulroney.
I haven't had an email from them for 4 months.
There you go, another
Another thing.
easy report. Okay, turn the page, Geraldine.
Page
Oh,
2.
I put new business in a little early, but we have covered it. Commissioner Roundtable, anybody have anything that they want to chat about while we still have, we're still in session publicly? No?
Went and got my water coupons today,
Yay,
and it was very busy.
was it?
They're giving out a lot.
How is everybody with the water?
Oh, I'm just away, I mean, so far passable, and we are taking all of the emergency measures
Same.
that we can to save water, but that won't save us if So far, we're still alive water wise, but
Yeah.
who knows for how long?
Still isn't any significant rain in the.
No.
No,
We're good.
You're
Never had
good,
a
right?
problem. I
Yeah,
did,
I'm
I did
good.
two
No
load, I
problem.
did 3 loads of laundry yesterday
Don't be bragging.
and run my dishwasher.
I don't think you should say that publicly.
have you got a drilled well?
I had,
No, but I've got a two
I have
thousand
my own
gallon
well.
Oh,
tank.
you've got a cistern, yeah.
I'll tell you, you wanna sell your house? Put a tank in, I've had more people wanting to buy the house. I said, it's not for sale. I said, what's the interest in water?
Yeah. Oh, no, I agree. So far, like I say, we have never gone dry at all.
Yeah,
This may be the year, but so far, like I say, as we eke and eke as much as we can, we manage to do it, but
That's what we've been doing.
sometimes it just,
yeah, you just have to be careful.
if you don't use it, some other guy will suck it up somewhere and that's
So the
it.
ground table goes down.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You
Whether
can't,
you
you
use it or
can't,
not, it's going down.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, I think we have settled that, we're all concerned about the water table.
Oh, goodness.
Okay,
Anybody who lives in Chester.
I am going to propose that we move in camera and I would invite a second.
I'll second.
Thank you, Randy. Okay, for section 408B2, the Municipal Government Act, the acquisition, sale, lease, and security of village property.
Oh,
That-
Maxine, believe it or not.
Yeah, thanks for the candy. You sure you don't want one? No.
Oh, this is the agenda here,
Oh,
Did we?
I have to switch,
done
I have to switch
Yeah.
agendas here.
Randy,
yeah. I second it. Yeah, the motion is to go in camera,
Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
which we agreed to, yeah.